Hey guys, it's Parzival. I also go by Will, and I am back with another little. I guess it's a mini rant. It's a bunch of work pet peeves that I have, so I guess it's a mini rant. I apologize if my volume is a little bit low. My partner is sleeping in the next room over, so I'm trying not to be overly loud. We do have insulated walls, but I know that sometimes I can hear them, so I'm hoping that they won't be able to hear me if I'm speaking. And this again is a rant video, so I'm hoping that I don't get too loud, shouty, but I probably will get very stern in my talking, so you know. As for if you guys don't want to hear me ramble or rant, you're free to mute me and just watch a speed paint, put on your own music. The character I'm drawing is my character Azura. She is a magic user, and that's all I really got for her right now. She's just fun to draw. But yeah, so let's get into the topic. Now, if I've labeled this, it's probably going to be titled something like work Pet Peeves or something like that. And that's basically what I'm going to go into. I have a couple of work pet peeves. I have about 3 off the top of my head that I have written down. So I'm going to go over those today. For context, if this is your first video with me, hi, my name is Will. I do YouTube as a hobby. I am a part-time freelance artist, but the other job I do when I'm not doing freelance stuff is that I work retail. I do a day job. I am part to full-time employed, depending on time of the year / how many hours I'm getting, etc., etc. And right now it's late winter, early spring, so hours are a little bit sparse, but we're getting there. But yeah, I work retail as a day job, and specifically I work clothing retail, and it's a little bit important for some of the stuff I'm going to be going over. So yeah, I work clothing retail for a day job. And I have a couple of things that just keep popping up, and it grinds my gears. And I'm not gonna say that if you do this, you're a terrible person, but if you do this, just know that I'm really, really annoyed with you if I see you. Most people don't do this. Most people, you're probably fine. Most people are probably not gonna be watching this video, because most people who do this are middle-aged, boomer-aged white folk. So, you know what? This is like not for most of the like young teenage to young adult crowd who probably watch my videos under the age of 30, unless you're like 13, because I've seen some 13-year-olds do some of these things too. But yeah, well, one of these things. But let me just get into it. Work pet peeve number 1: stop sitting on my product. So we have shelves, we have like tables that are like about up to your knee that we put things on. We have drawers and shelves and stuff, and constantly I see people sitting on these tables. Just because they're up to your knee length does not mean that they are a bench that you can sit on. There is folded clothes on there. I just spent my last half hour folding those clothes to look nice. To look nice. It is not for you to either shove them aside and off the bench, off the table, or to just sit your butt on top of it and ruin the entire table. People are buying those clothes. Don't sit on it, especially when we are in a panorama where I don't know where you've been. You don't know everywhere you've been. You don't know everything you've touched. I would not want to buy something that I saw someone sit on. I would be like, I don't know if they have Spiky Round Boy. This is a panorama. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they've touched. And I wouldn't, even if it wasn't that situation, and even 2 years ago, I wouldn't want to buy something that I know someone has sat on with their butt. Stop sitting on my product. There is a bench outside the store. Go sit down there. There is plenty of seating area literally outside my store. I am in a mall. Go sit down there. Like, and this is how I've seen teenagers do this. Like young, like 13-year-olds. I've seen kids do this. I've seen middle-aged grown adults do this. Like, Stop sitting on my product. The only time it was funny was when there was literally like a 9-year-old kid who just like fell asleep, like face first, full body on top of the pants. That one was funny. Everyone else, if you are sitting on my product, stop it. It's annoying. It is not your chair. People buy that, and you are getting your germs everywhere. Just stop it. Pet peeve number 2. Stop interrupting me. I work clothing retail. At a store that offers you various rewards or a credit card or a store card. This is common practice on a lot of stores, not just my store. I can name about 5 stores who also do this. This is very, very common. You know, and I know, that it is my job to at least tell you about it and to talk about it and to offer it to you. We both know that. We both know that I am not paid enough for this, I am not paid sales commission, and that I am just as annoyed as you are to have to do this, because I am not paid enough for sales commission. I've worked a sales job. I know how much salespeople get paid. Or at least to a certain extent. I've not worked all sales jobs, but I've worked enough sales jobs to know that I am not paid enough for a sales job. Like, neither of us like it. But stop interrupting me. You could at least have the courtesy to let me finish and, like, just let me finish my sentence and then turn me down. You can say no. You don't have to interrupt me. It's annoying, it is discourteous, it bugs me, and you look like a jerk. Like, it's really annoying. And I understand, like, oh, you don't want your time wasted. You don't care. Like, you don't want to. Like, just tell me when I ask you the first question of, are you shopping with a store card today? Just say no and I'm not interested. Be like, it's like, no, but I'm not in the mood for starting a credit card right now. Or, no, and I'm not, interested in one. That's fine. But don't interrupt me in the middle of, like, my spiel. Like, I don't want to do it any more than you want to hear it. And don't get annoyed at me because I'm being yelled at by my managers to do this thing. Is it a thing that's like, oh yeah, well, like, you don't have to do it. I like my job. I would like to keep a steady job. I kind of do have to do it because if I don't, I lose my job. Like, you could make it easier on both of us by just at least being courteous enough to let me finish my freaking sentence. Thanks. It's just real obnoxious. And then, similarly, pet peeve, again, mostly boomers. But, this is very specifically, older boomer cis white men. You pretending to give me shit for not having something in stock is not funny. And this is the thing that made me start thinking of these work pet peeves for this video to start with. I had a customer come in, and I did my thing, and I was like, hey, are you finding everything alright? Is there anything I can help you find? And he's like, yeah, do you have any, patriotic shirts, like Stars and Stripes? And we didn't. We didn't have any. Most of them went clearance and were bought already. And I said, oh, no, I'm sorry. Most of our, Stars and Stripes patriotic stuff, has gone clearance a long time ago. We're probably going to get some in a couple of months, though, because 4th of July is coming up. And in a couple of months, we'll start carrying our 4th of July stuff. And he goes, what? You don't have any Stars and Stripes shirts? You mean you can't be patriotic except for the 4th of July? And I know he was giving me shit. And he knows he was giving me shit. He was trying to make a joke. He was trying to be funny. But it's not funny. It's not. Because you going, you mean you can't be patriotic except for the 4th of July? What's that all about? Sir, I don't control the stock. I just work here. It's not funny. I don't have a response to that that's professional. I don't think you're funny. Like, I'm sorry we don't have this thing in stock. You pretending that you're upset over a trivial thing is not actually funny, because we actually do get people who are super upset about trivial things and actually do yell at us. And you pretending to be a bitch-ass customer is not funny. It's not. It just makes things awkward, and I don't know how to respond to it, and it makes me frustrated because I can't help you. There's nothing I can do to help you, and you are laughing at my expense, basically. And I can't, there is no way that I can find something that is going to make you feel better, because I just don't have control over what we get in our shipments. I don't have control over when we get certain items. I don't control that. If you have an issue with that, call corporate. And I know you don't actually have an issue with that. You're just trying to be funny, but some people generally do have an issue with that, and it's really annoying, and I just don't want to be yelled at. Like, you making trouble is not funny. It's frustrating. And it's like if you were at a gas station and you wanted to buy gas for your car, and the person behind the register is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we stopped selling gas 2 days ago." That's not funny. Like, even if they're making a joke, you would just be annoyed because you need gas for your car. Like, you are doing the same thing. It's not funny. It's genuinely not. I will say, one dude who I thought was hilarious, was, trying to be a nice customer, but he did make a joke about being a bad customer. But it was only funny because of the context, and because he was actually being a nice customer in the first place. He was like, "I'm so sorry for holding up the line. I can't find my card. Can we look it up?" But before, when he was going through his wallet and trying to find his card with us, he was like, I'm so sorry, like, this is wasting so much time. I'm like, no, it's okay. And he's like, let's see, I have my Costco card, I have my other store card, I have my library card. Oh, I have my white privilege card. And he literally pulls out a card that says white privilege and has his name on it and shows it to me. He's like, does that count? And that was funny. That was funny. I thought that was hilarious. Because it was just a passing thing, and he was genuinely trying to find his card, and he was apologizing. So, he was being a good customer. And honestly, who has a legitimate, like, laminated, like, solid white privilege card in their wallet? That is hilarious to me, and I'm not even white. But, like, don't make jokes about being a bad customer unless you're already a good customer. And even then, if you're not positive you're being a good customer, don't make jokes about that. Like that even the dude with the white privilege card, like, if it were the wrong person, that could have been, like, super unfunny. Like, it could have made someone really uncomfortable. I just thought it was funny because he was generally being a super nice person. But who knows, maybe some of my other coworkers wouldn't have thought that. But yeah, so yeah, those are my 3 pet peeves right now at work, which is, don't sit on my product, stop interrupting me, and you're not funny for pretending to be a bad customer. And I think that's pretty basic. But what about you guys? Do you guys have any work pet peeves that you have found in your, let's say, previous jobs? Because I don't want to, like, force anyone to tell me what they're doing for a living. That's personal information that, like, I don't think that I have the right to do or ask people to share. So, previous jobs that you used to work at. What are some work pet peeves that you encountered? If you have any, put them in the comments below. But otherwise, I will send you guys to the outro. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye. Well, that's the end of this video. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section, or contact me on any of my social media, which is linked in the description below. I also have my Patreon there if you guys want to throw a monthly donation at me. Thanks so much for your support. I'll see you next time. Bye!